What we've found that has been a big change for us is pasture management, especially through the late summer when we were still getting really good growth. We could see a real benefit from where they were, as the nutrients that were going on. But the issues we'd run into in the past had been where the cows didn't graze behind the irrigator properly, and we ended up with topping and so forth needing to be done to sort of tidy the pasture up. Whereas with the pods, there was none of those sort of issues. The cows are quite happy to clean the pasture up behind them without any sort of extra residual being left in the paddock. And that's quite noticeable in the areas where we've used it a bit this summer, that those pastures actually look really good. They look as good as anything else, whereas in past years you'd be more or less you'd be able to quite easily tell me where we'd operated our effluent. Because you'd see the difference in pasture where you're not seeing it now, other than a bit greener, perhaps through some nutrients shortly afterwards. But outside of that, you wouldn't know. I mean, I guess the only advantage in say the colour of the pods here, because you don't operate anything else, is that it's very obvious even from the road up here where they are. You can see them wherever people put them, so we know where they are. Environment Southland like it when they've come in because they can see it, at a glance down the farm. They can see where the thing's operating, and just I guess from a PR point of view, it all looks nice. The system looks attractive to whoever's looking at it, which is also part of something that we are trying to do. We need a better image. As a dairy farm, we are seen as dirty dairying, and we have to get away from that. And if it means spending a bit more money on a system that looks as good as it sort of operates, well, that's an advantage. Something that we've only discovered in the last few days really is that in our old system with the travelling irrigator, frosts were a big problem, because if we got a severe frost overnight, the whole system would be down for the day, basically until you got the ice out of the pipes. This system, with operating once every hour, it was operating right through what were -4 and 5 degree frosts, and we had no problem at all with it carrying on operating. The movement of a bit of water overnight seemed to be enough to keep the whole system going, which was a pleasant surprise. A couple of years ago, busy in the spring, I did have a reasonably major sort of mishap towing effluent pipes. And one of the advantages in this system is it is far simpler for us to operate that way. It gets back to some of your pods and so forth before we were talking about, is that the visibility of the thing in the paddock and all the rest of it is also, everybody knows where it is. I haven't had anyone since that first day run into the thing on a motorbike and tip them off, and that's been quite a regular occurrence with us, with a travelling irrigator with 63mm pipe strung across sort of half the farm. That did become quite an issue with people running into those pipes and an OSH problem sort of thing. This with the hydrants in the middle of an area, one simple pipe running out to the pods, we haven't had any problems with anybody sort of running into it. And it's easy to, same thing, cows going through a paddock or something, it can all be shut off and pulled to the side of the paddock and left there till there's no one there. So it's simple for us to operate that way. Setting up the system we have here, cost-wise versus what we were doing in the past, there's very little difference. Especially with new compliance issues, that you're going to have large storage ponds. So that the biggest cost difference in this system was to actually build large storage ponds. The pods and lines and so forth are no more expensive than it was to do it through a travelling irrigator. The other side of that is that hasn't really been the focus of what we were doing. To be honest, I think that the cost of making sure that we have no problems with effluent is it probably shouldn't be farmers' biggest focus. Making sure we do it properly should be. Operating the system we're operating at the moment at 10-minute intervals, 24 hours a day, we're finding that we're able to get rid of a huge volume of effluent, much more than we were in the past, which is mainly probably down to the reliability of the system. It can operate 24 hours a day. It's shifted once a day, and that gets rid of a hell of a lot of effluent, in a 6 or 7 day period if you just keep it going. We've found since this was started operating in mid-November, and we've had to close it down for probably close to half that time, purely because we didn't have enough effluent. When you do something like this locally, I've already had a number of people who've wanted to come and have a look at what we've done here and all the rest of it. And we've had no problem at all recommending to them that they put in a system the same as we've got with the Irripods and the pumps and everything else. We're happy with what we've got.